there are wealthy families, and then there are families who quietly shape the future of entire cities. In the heart of the Middle East, one name stands at the center of one of the most ambitious economic transformations in modern history, the ruling family of Dubai, led by Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. But this is not just a story about wealth. It is a story about scale. When people hear the phrase trillionaire lifestyle, they often imagine private jets, mega yachts, and endless luxury. And yes, those elements exist. But what truly separates Dubai's richest family from traditional billionaires is not what they own. It's what they control. Airlines that connect continents, real estate developments that redefine Skyline's investment arms that influence global markets. This is wealth that operates like a system. Dubai itself is a living example of this philosophy. In just a few decades, it transformed from a modest trading port into a global powerhouse of finance, tourism, and innovation. And behind that transformation lies a powerful idea. Wealth is not just about accumulation. It's about orchestration. The family at the center of this growth didn't simply build businesses. They built an ecosystem, one where infrastructure, branding, policy, and global partnerships all work together to generate continuous expansion. This is why their lifestyle appears almost limitless, because it is backed by systems that produce value at scale. So when we talk about a trillionaire life, we are not talking about cash in a bank account. We are talking about influence over industries, control over direction, and the ability to turn vision into reality. On a global stage, most people believe extreme wealth comes from owning successful companies or making smart investments. But the hidden truth behind Dubai's richest family is far more strategic. They don't just participate in markets. They shape them. Through sovereign wealth structures, strategic partnerships, and government-backed initiatives, they operate at a level where decisions influence entire sectors. Aviation, logistics, tourism, finance, these are not just industries they invest in. These are industries they design. This creates a unique advantage. When you influence the rules of the game, you are no longer competing in the same way as everyone else. Consider how Dubai positioned itself as a global hub. Policies were crafted to attract foreign investment. Infrastructure was built ahead of demand. Branding campaigns elevated the city into a symbol of opportunity. These moves were not reactive. They were visionary. The hidden truth is that the family's wealth is deeply tied to long-term strategic thinking. Instead of chasing short-term profits, they focus on creating environments where value naturally grows over time. This is why their influence feels so expansive, because it is embedded into systems. And once a system is established, it continues generating wealth long after the initial investment is made. To understand how this level of wealth operates, you need to look at the concept of leverage. Leverage is the ability to use one resource to amplify results far beyond its original scale. In Dubai's case, the key resources are location, vision, capital, and narrative geographically. Dubai sits at a crossroads between East and West. This positioning allows it to serve as a global gateway for trade and travel. But location alone is not enough. Vision transforms potential into reality. The leadership understood early that oil would not sustain long-term growth. So they invested heavily in diversification, tourism, aviation, finance, and real estate. Capital accelerated this vision. Large-scale investments funded infrastructure projects that positioned Dubai as a global destination. Airports, ports, luxury developments, each project reinforced the city's identity. And then there is narrative. Dubai didn't just build assets. It built a story. A story of ambition, a story of possibility, a story of limitless growth. This narrative attracts talent, investors, and entrepreneurs from around the world. And when you combine leverage across all these dimensions, you create something powerful, a self-sustaining engine of wealth. So how can someone apply lessons from such a massive system in their own life? The key is not to replicate the scale. It is to replicate the thinking. Successful individuals operate with leverage, even on a smaller level. They build skills that multiply their income. They create networks that expand their opportunities. They invest in assets that grow over time. Instead of focusing only on earning, they focus on positioning. Where you place yourself matters. Who you connect with matters. What you associate your name with matters. These are the same principles used at the highest levels, just applied in different contexts. Think about entrepreneurs who build ecosystems around their businesses. They don't rely on one product. They create multiple streams that support each other. That is system thinking. And system thinking leads to scalable success. The turning point comes when you stop thinking of wealth as something you chase and start thinking of it as something you design. Dubai's richest family didn't wait for opportunities to appear. They created them. This required a shift in mindset from consumer to architect. Instead of asking, "What can I earn today?" the question becomes, "What can I build that continues to generate value tomorrow?" This is the difference between income and legacy. And once you make that shift, your decisions begin to change. You start focusing on long-term impact. You prioritize strategic relationships. You invest in ideas at scale. This is how wealth evolves from finite to exponential. At the core of this story lies a powerful lesson. You may not control cities, industries, or global markets, but you do control your direction. Start by building your own system. Develop skills that create value, build connections that expand your reach. Invest in opportunities that grow over time, then think bigger. Not just about what you can achieve, but about what you can influence. Because true wealth is not measured by what you own. It is measured by what you can create, sustain, and expand. And then once you begin to think this way, you are no longer just chasing success. You are designing it at the highest level. Wealth stops being a number and starts becoming a legacy. When you study families like the one led by Mohammed bin Rashid al Maktoum, you begin to realize something profound. If this opens your eyes to how real wealth is built, then you're already thinking differently than most people. This channel is not just about luxury. It's about understanding the mindset behind it, the systems behind it, and the strategies that can take you from where you are to where you want to be. So if you're ready to think bigger, move smarter, and build something that lasts, make sure you subscribe and stay connected, because the next video might just change the way you see money, power, and your future forever.